Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. There was a lot of talk, if you remember, about the Russians and the Belarusians invading Ukraine and getting ready and moving all kind of equipment at the border with Ukraine, and will Lukashenko do it? He's going to be pressured by Putin to do it. That's why Putin went to Minsk and blah 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 personally to make Lukashenko, and Lukashenko will do it. He just cracked. I said on each and every occasion I said that that's impossible. It's 99% certain that that will not occur for a few reasons. First, strategic reasons, international reasons, and for the numbers. They don't have enough troops. I mean, I don't know, Belarusian army is about, what, 50,000 people? I don't even know how many troops they have. I'm just, then they don't benefit out of invading whatsoever. If they're participants like good troops, that's not going to help the Russians. That's not going to help them either. So they should stay away. Anyway, I use logic and, common sense, including the lack of military power from Russia's part in Belarus. I did not know, and I don't know how many troops retreated after they went to Kiev. Because if you remember, it was a long column of armored vehicles, tanks, and personnel. I don't know how many they were, and then they retreated. In Belarus, they didn't go to Russia over there. They went to Belarus. Now I don't know if from there they dissipated and went into the Eastern Front or not. I know there were some troops, about 9,000 from the new mobilization, the partial mobilization that the Russians had about 2 months ago or so, and that was it. So I don't know, and I said strategically it doesn't make sense, as it doesn't look good internationally, militarily, and they don't have the power. So, but the guys said, the Ukrainians, they are ready, they're gonna attack us, the Brits, yes, they're ready, all that bullshit. And Putin went over there to speak with Lukashenko. Do you think what? He grabbed him by the balls and squeezed him? That's how he had to come to Minsk, like in the old mafia movies or something. Too many movies. Oh, we did that and grabbed him, and he said, okay, I will attack Ukraine. Don't do it. Do you think that's how? I mean, this is retardation talk. So let's see what's going on here. Because now, for once, I would say, the Ukrainians, I think, tell the truth and they come clean. This article, why? Because I can verify this BS, because I've been paying attention for the past, 11 months now. So, Ukrainska Pravda says this on Wednesday, December 28th. Ukrainian border guards report how many Russian troops are deployed in Belarus. Serhiy Daineko, the head of the State Border Guard Service of Ukraine, has reported that currently Russia has deployed a group of 10,200 troops in Belarus, and that this number is not enough for an attack on Ukraine. I said that many times. While these guys were making the point, yes, they're ready. No, they're not. The source is Daineko on air during the National Joint 24/7 newscast on December 28th. Quote, the group of the armed forces of the Russian Federation deployed in Belarus is about 10,200 servicemen strong, and it is unable to carry out the task of a repeated offensive on the territory of our state. End quote. Well, one thing is this guy to say it, another thing is the people to believe him and to listen to him. As Serhiy Daineko states, the Defense Intelligence, the State Border Guard Service, and the operative investigative units monitor the situation on the territory of Belarus every day. They are also helped by unofficial assistance. That was in quotation mark. All of them report that the Russians have no, and I'm quoting, real opportunities for an offensive. what they do over there in Belarus, what the Russians I think they do, they just keep the Ukrainians guessing and busy. They move 20 tanks here. They bring over there two Sukhoi MiG-31M, I think they're called, the one that can carry Kinzhal. And they brought 3 Kinzhals over there. Everybody shitted their pants. They're gonna start a nuclear war or something. Again, I think the Russians were laughing like crazy. Lavrov and Putin and Shoigu were laughing how these guys are all shaking in their boots, and talking about those two as I say, MiG-31 S or M, I think M, they can carry Kinzhal, and they brought some Kinzhal, supposing 3 of them over there, and they were all, oh, they're gonna attack Western Europe from there, and the Kinzhal and this. This guy, too many movies, but anyway, what can you do? We live with them, and they live with us, and they vote. So, how do they drive cars? I have no idea. Or how they wipe their ass? I have no idea, because that's the way they think. I mean, you think that those 2 tasks that I mentioned should be impossible to perform under the current mental breakdown these guys have, or anyway, lack of mental anything. The wind blows. Anyway, so that's one. The other one is the fact that, how do you call it, the Belarusians are moving troops, are getting them, they're getting them ready for what? For war, and then they got now Iskanders and S-400. Lukashenko is beating his chest, and the Ukrainians again are, oh my God, what is the crazy guy doing? The crazy guy is just scaring you, keep you on your toes, and make you keep part of your army at the border with a crazy guy. He's not gonna do shit, but hey, you never know, so it's always a probability and possibility, but as slim as these things are, they are over there, and you never know. Crazies are crazies, and I'm not talking about Lukashenko, but even military generals or other individuals, and that's true also for the Ukrainians. If you think that the Ukrainians at the border are all organized disciplines like the Germans, I'm talking about the Second World War, not what we have right now in Germany. Love and happiness and rainbow flags. Okay, fight with those after you stick them in your ass. So anyway, you can have crazies in Ukrainian army that could do something stupid. They think they, in one surprise attack, they can go and get to Minsk in 7 hours or something like this. You never know. You never know. So you have to understand that the West is not very happy with Lukashenko, correct? With Alexander. So Alexander Lukashenko is not their best friend. So imagine the Russians have troops over there, how much they have. What if the Ukrainians do a quick thing? Or maybe the Poles do a quick thing and the deal is done. What is Russia gonna do? They invade Belarus. I mean, things like this happened before. It's preemptive strike, remember? The West, these weasels in the mass media, they call Lukashenko self-proclaimed president of Belarus. That's how they introduce him. That's how they refer to him. And the real president is a weasel woman sponsored by the West, somewhere in the West. And she sometimes makes certain kind of statements that do not hurt Lukashenko only, but her statements would hurt her nation that supposedly she leads and she loves. So, I mean, it's like they say, well, kill Lukashenko, throw about 20 nuclear weapons on Lukashenko, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, okay, you kill Lukashenko, but in the meantime, you kill all the Belarusian population. But she doesn't care. Anyway, I mean, she doesn't care. Her statements were just reckless. And she didn't give me the impression that she thinks more than half of move ahead. So not even a full one. Hey, what can you do? So no, the Russians and the Belarusians will not invade Ukraine. They just keep the Ukrainians ready. And they keep some troops over there for whatever reason, so they can't fight the real thing in the East. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.